Hello, this is Millie and Sebastian with my Microsoft PowerPoint training videos. This is the very first of the PowerPoint demonstrations. Today we are going to be doing the Home and Insert tabs, and I am actually just going to be going through a geometrics activity, which is not very surprisingly called Home and Insert tab. So it's 14 questions long. I'm just going to walk you through all of them. Let's get started. Number 1, on slide 3, go to slide 3, and that's going to be over here. We have this little window that's available to us, and we can jump around from slide to slide within that. So jump to slide 3, and you are going to click on the picture. Remember, to edit something, you have to select it first. So select the picture, you get this tab that appears, and it's called the Format tab, and you're going to go to Corrections, and the brightness and contrast are kind of the X and Y axis on this little grid here. Brightness, and I went off of the grid apparently. Okay, brightness, you can see, is kind of the X coordinate because it goes side to side, so -40, we need to go all the way to the left, and the contrast, that's not the right contrast, we have to go down here to get it to +20. So for contrast, it's kind of flip, the positives are up here. Click on that, and that doesn't look very pretty, but that's what they want. Next. It'll get there, I promise. Alright, on slide 3, make sure you jump to slide 3. Center the title text in the text box that says income. Now, you can just have your cursor in this box, or you can highlight the whole word. Remember, Control A, if you're in a text box, it will select everything that's in that text box, because Control A means select all. Now, if you're not in there, if you're just clicking on if your selection tool is just nowhere to be seen, you hit Control A and you're on the slide, then it's going to select everything on the slide. But if you're in a box, Control A grabs what is in that box. Now we just want to center this. Hopefully you know how to center. It's right here in the paragraph section in the Home tab. And then you're going to apply a text effect to it. So to do that, you go to the Format tab and you go to Word Art Styles over here. And we're not going to apply one of these with the crazy names. We're going to just put an effect. And there are different types of effects. You go to Transform, and this is a bit annoying. You're going to have to hover over each one until you find what you're looking for. But luckily, I know that it's right here. This is Deflate. Okay, so that's Deflate, and then it says change your text to say our income. All right, OUR space income. There we go. Beautiful. On to number 3. And apologies that they're taking a little while to load, but not much I can do about that. In slide 2, go to slide 2. Apply this fill with a crazy name to the word art apply this type of word art with the crazy name to the word introduction. So click on introduction, go to Format, Word Art Styles. Now, you notice I mentioned the crazy name. Anytime you see where it specifies accent too, and it has an effect and a color and all that, that does not mean you have to go through each one of these and do all that yourself. That means you're going to pick one of these, the presets. Don't do a bunch of work that you don't have to do. It's already done for you. So you just have to click the drop down, and you got to know where to go. Now, they're giving us a hint here. It's going to be orange, and the fill specifically is what is orange, so this is probably not our candidate. We're looking for this guy right here. The fill's orange because it's accent number 2. That means just the color, the second most important color within this theme that we've chosen, or that it chose for us. And then the last part is the matte bevel, which is just an effect that is applied to these letters. So click on that, and we're done. Number 4. And I'm skipping from question to question without stopping, without actually checking them, because, as you can see, I've already done them and I got them correct. So you can take my word that these are right. On slide 4, so always go to the right slide first. It's going to tell you straight away that you need to be on X, Y, or Z numbered slide. You know, don't read the whole question and then, I mean, you can read the whole question, but break it down part by part and go to slide 4 first, rather than forgetting to do that and then doing all your edits on the wrong item, on the wrong slide. Okay, reset the picture. Well, there's only one picture. Click on it. It's a very pretty picture. Click on it, and then you get that tab, the format tab that pops up, and you're going to crop it. Crop to a shape. That's what they want. Crop it to a shape, and you're just going to look for the shape called round diagonal corner rectangle. And let's see, is it this guy? Nope. Look, it's maybe this. Look for one, I think it's this last one. Round, that's it right there. Click on it and see if you can see the change. It's kind of hard to see, but these edges have been kind of beveled off. I guess you could say they're now rounded. And that's it. Let's go on to 5. On slide 1, format the text box containing the title Training Day. Click right there. We want it to be center and italic text. So we've centered it using our paragraph section, and then jump over to the font section, italics. Uh-oh, I need to actually highlight for this particular change, unless I had selected the whole text box. Okay. Which I didn't. My cursor was inside. That's why it didn't work the first time I clicked. So you got to make sure you're actually selecting your text for certain edits. Next. Delete slides 4 to 6 all at the same time. Okay, now to delete slides one at a time, you can click on one. If you see this orange halo, it's not a halo, selection tool, I guess you could call it, around your slide, and you hit backspace, it's gone. Now, let me hit Control Z to get rid of it. Now, if your cursor, you've clicked on slide 4 and then clicked over here, now if you delete, I'm deleting up. It's not going to work. Now your selection tool is somewhere on the slide and not over here. So that's just one thing you got to be clear on. And let's talk about how to do all these slides at once. So if you remember from my previous videos, I talked about how using the Control and Shift buttons while clicking on things will allow you to either select an adjacent or a non-adjacent selection. And non-adjacent means I can go around holding down the Control button and clicking to grab all of these one by one. Can you see how the orange is just, the orange appears as I click? Now, to make an adjacent selection, that means I click on something at the beginning and at the end of the area I want to select. So I click at the beginning, I'm going to scooch down, hold down Shift, and I've grabbed everything in between 4 and 8. That is an adjacent selection. It was a lot less work for me, or a little less work in this case. And now I can hit backspace or right click and delete, and it's going to give me the same effect. And that's it. That is how you get rid of a bunch of slides all at once. Okay, on slide 4, jump to slide 4. We are going to be editing the Smart Art, which is right here. Apply the table hierarchy layout. That's our first instruction. So go to Design and the layouts are all here. You're going to have to use the drop down, and table hierarchy happens to be bottom right. You just hover over till you see the name. I mean, in this case, I already know where it is, and just click on it. There we go. That's the table hierarchy. Next, you're going to apply a subtle effect. So SmartArt effects are also under the SmartArt Design tab. And you're going to look through these and say, I wonder which one's subtle, unless you want to hover over each one. And subtle, as we can see, is right there. So I just click on it. There it is. That is it. Next. Oh, these are taking their good old time to load, aren't they? Go on to slide number 4. Another SmartArt question. Click on the SmartArt, and you are going to convert it to text. So whatever it says, convert this SmartArt, the one under this title, that's this right here. Convert it to text. So go to Format once you have it selected. Just kidding, go to Design. And all the way on the right-hand side, you're going to see something that says Convert. That's what we're looking for. Convert to text. And voila, it's no longer a SmartArt. It is now just a bulleted list. How bland and boring, but that's what they want. That is what they want for this question. All right, on to number 9. Number 9, on slide 2, we have a video here. You can't see it. It looks like a black box, but if you click on that, that's a video. And we need to change its shape to any shape that has a rounded rectangle type. They are big fat liars on this question. If you put it any shape with a rounded rectangle, it's going to mark it wrong. You have to actually pick the shape called rounded rectangle and not just any shape with those words in it. So to do that, go to Format. Make sure you've selected your video first. If you're wondering, why don't I see a tab called Format? Maybe you didn't select your video. And once you've done that, you go to Video Shape, drop down, and Rounded Rectangle is the second one. There it is in all its glory. And that's it for this question. On to number 10. All right, on number 10, on slide 3, format the image. There's the image. Click on it. We want it to have a picture effect a picture effect shadow. So that just means go to Picture Effects, go to Shadows, and we're looking for inner and specifically inside left, I'm sorry. Now that inner with inside left, don't let that throw you off. It threw me off, but don't let it throw you off. That just means go to the little subsection here. It's called inner, and then you're going to look for inside left. You're never going to see that word with up here. So don't, cry trying to find it or anything. Just look for inside left. Click on that. Beautiful. There's a shadow now within it. And we are on to number 11. All right, on slide 1, format the image to have a hyperlink. Don't let that word format throw you off because it might. You might think that when you want to format it to have a hyperlink, you're going to go to the Format tab. Well, sadly you're not. Or maybe you're not too sad about it actually, but in any case, go to Insert because that's where you put hyperlinks. Once again, you got to click on the picture first or this is not going to work at all. Once you have selected that, then go to Hyperlink. Now, remember there's 4 types of hyperlinks. You can link to existing file or web page, you can link to somewhere else in the document, like another slide. That's really a cool effect. You click on something, boom, you're at the end of the PowerPoint, or you're on another slide that has relevant information about the thing you clicked. Very, very useful. You can create a new document to link to, or you can have it so that when you click, you get an email popping up that is, they click on it and automatically they're ready to write an email to, the creator or whoever took the picture, or your company, whatever. It's very useful. It links it to your Outlook account. All right, we want to do a web page, though, not to make things too complicated, and you just type in www. I have the caps locks on, FusionTomo.com. Click OK, and now it's hyperlinked. You click on that whenever, not right now, but if you click on it while your slideshow is playing, your browser will pop open and bring you to FusionTomo.com. Next, number 12. Okay, on number 12, we want to put a footer on all the slides except the title slide. Okay, so I hope you know by now, if you've been watching my Word or my Excel videos, that to add a header or footer, you go to the Insert tab and go to Header and Footer. Now, I will admit this is a little bit confusing because the way it's broken up, we have two little tabs within this dialog box, and they are Slide and Notes and Handouts. Notes and Handouts is for when you print out, maybe on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, probably that size paper. That's what are the header and footer going to be when I print out this paper. So not on the slide. The slide would just show up in a little box on the paper, but we're talking about the header, the footer on the entire paper. Now, if you want to add a footer to the slides, you stay on this tab here that says Slides, and that's what we want in this case. However, it is a bit confusing because these are all kind of thrown together. It's like if you add a date and time, that's in the header, but footer is right here. There's no like separate tab for one or the other, and you think there would be, but it doesn't matter. If all you need to know is that if you want to change what goes on the slide, then you stay in this tab here. So that's it. That's what we want to do. Now, we want the footer to have date and time set to update automatically. So check date and time, and you'll see those options made available to you. And mine already is by default on update automatically. So we're good to go there. We also want the slide number, so I toggle that on. Footer toggled on, and we want it to say all right reserved. All right, that is it. Except, ooh, we forgot something important. This first sentence says every slide needs to have this except the title slide. So if I were to hit apply all and check this question right now, I would be very wrong because I didn't check this box here. Don't show on the title slide. Now I can hit apply to all, but that actually means all except the title slide, and you don't see it on the title slide. But if you keep going, there we go. That's our footer. Looks pretty nice, huh? Let's move on to number 13. Okay, on slide 2, we are going to modify the body text box. The body text box is the one that's not the head, or the header, or the title. So this is the title, and this is the body. So just make sure your cursor is either in the box or that you've selected the entire text box, and then you can move on to the rest of the directions. So we want 3 columns. Go to the Home tab in order to do that. Go to this little button here in the paragraph section and just switch it over to 3 columns, and you'll notice they scoot over and leave room for a third, but it looks like maybe the third item didn't fit, but that's okay. You just have to do what it tells you to, even though it might not be a change that you like. And then next we want to add a crazy named style to the entire box. So as you know, go to Format, and this time it's going to be Shape Styles, do the drop down, and you're looking for one that's yellow, so that's a hint, and it's going to be a colored outline, so it looks like these at the top are our best chance at that, and yeah, that's it right there, Accent 3. Perfect. And the last one. Insert a footer. So this is going to be really similar to a question we've seen already. I think it was not the last, but the one before that. Go to Insert, Header and Footer, and we want slide number. We want a footer with the text Fusion Tomo. Be careful because Fusion Tomo does not have a space in it. And then we want it all except the title slide. So be sure you click that box and then apply to all. And that's it. We have made it through all 14 questions on the Home and Insert tabs of PowerPoint. Be sure to catch my next installment of this series where we will be talking about design and transition, and then after that animations. Thanks for watching.